Hey, Maude, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you, Dean?
I'm doing fantastic. It's been a couple of weeks since we last touched base in our coaching sessions here. And you know me, this is what I normally like to do right off the bat is I ask you the question, is there anything that you want to deal with specifically right now or improve on right now?
I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. And I've been doing this long enough to where I just ask some questions and it really begins to move into a place of productivity. So let me ask you, what is there an area in your life right now that you're trying to see a transformation to move from one place to another? Are you in a place where I know we've talked a little bit about certain things? Are you what do you think that transition is? What do you want to see over here as you move over to that place?
Well, right now I'm working on trying to start the business, start website design, that kind of stuff. So, working to start the business.
Okay. Have you ever had a business before?
I've actually worked with people in startups, but I've never actually had my own.
Okay. So totally different mindset from moving from an employee mindset to a business mindset. Business mindset is completely different. Um, and as you know, there's nobody there to tell you to punch the clock or take a lunch or you get your 15 minutes. You come in at 8 o'clock till 5. You're it. You're it. So, what would you like to see? So, you're wanting to move into a place where you have your own business in website design. Is
Mhm.
that right?
Yeah,
Okay. Do you have any clients now?
I have a couple.
Okay.
Um, one of them is nonprofit, and there's a couple of paying clients. So, working on trying to design those as well as start the business. So, kind of crazy.
Right. Yeah, and helping people and doing the nonprofit and that kind of stuff. And the name of the game is this. It's just super simple. As long as we can just keep it simple like this, that what we want to do is we want to see cash flow increase and debt decrease. What happens is people sometimes get in a problem to where they think if they have brand new equipment, brand new this, a brick and mortar shop, let's put a big sign up, let's pay thousands of dollars in marketing. That oh my goodness, hold the doors. I mean they're going to run you over because your clients are coming in. That's not necessarily true. So marketing is important. Sales is the biggest piece of the game as far as like how do you get your sales? How do you move your clients from point A to point B to getting them in hi, how you doing, to you want to do business with me, closing the business, that kind of stuff. So sales is everything. So what would you like to see income as far as coming in a month that would replace your employee income?
Um, I don't know. I would like to see at least a couple of $1,000s coming in a month.
Okay. And how many clients do you think that you need in to get to a couple $1,000s a month?
It depends on whether or not they're just starting websites or if they're actually already have a website that they're asking me to maintain. If it's an asking me to maintain, it's probably about 4 or 5 clients. Um, if they're asking me to start a website from scratch, that one's a little more, yeah, intensive. And it takes about a month to actually start it. And
Hmm.
those normally run anywhere from about $1,000 to like $3,000, depending upon how intense they are with
Right.
regards to content.
Okay.
So it just
And
depends.
yeah, and so if you think about let's just so you have your websites that you're designing from scratch. That's $1,000 to $3,000, and then you have your reoccurring income, if you will, to where these clients are coming in and you're just tweaking their website and you're just kind of adding a little this, adding that, and they have you kind of on a retainer. Is that true?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you probably have a set price for this is what a retainer costs and this is what you're going to get,
Yeah.
and so that's reoccurring income. Yes,
Yes, it is.
that's what you want to create. That's the most important piece of the game because once you do a website, what's really sweet about if you can move it into this place, which I'm sure you can, is once you do a website, then you want to bring them into a reoccurring income or establishing that where they just pay you a few dollars a month, and you get to keep moving their website, this and that, and everything else. Uh, I heard one time where insurance people, they're going after new clients and new clients and new clients and new clients, and it's just, crazy. And they say, look at the filing cabinet and pull it out. Look at all the potential clients you have in there that maybe have car insurance, but they don't have boat and house insurance. So go to your source, go to this place where you can draw from that. And so a lot of times you don't have to really deal with cold calling, even though that's part of the game that I don't like, and I know it's important. You know what I mean?
I do know. I don't like those either.
Oh man, yeah, yeah. So let's put a goal, a target for this. So you want $2,000 a month coming in. Let's make that $2,000 to where it's um, just the reoccurring income. Okay, that's just one slice of your pie, because you'll have different models and different things that you can use to sell, and but let's just keep that. So $2,000 a month. When do you want to see that coming in?
Right now.
Okay, right now.
I mean,
Yeah.
as
How
soon as
close are you right now to that?
um per month, I'm probably actually more than halfway there. It's probably about 75%. So
Okay, perfect. So that right now is not bad. So
that
what you can do is you can make just a little statement saying, "I am so happy and grateful now that," and when you put it in the present tense, it brings it right here, right now. So I am so happy and grateful now that I have $2,000 coming in a month on residual income, and it's easily and effortlessly coming into my bank account, or however you want to put it. But when you start it, say, "I am so happy and grateful now that," because I will have $2,000. I hope to have $2,000. You know what I mean? Um, um, so let's take real quick, because I know time is an issue here, and I want to respect your time, um, and I know you want me to respect my time.
is
Uh, let's think of one thing in your business model, one thing that you would like to see improved, that you can really improve on. What would that be?
my skills with sales. I'm not great with sales. I I'm more the creative side. So yeah, I would say probably sales.
Yeah,
That's not my positive. I don't do cold calling well.
yeah,
I don't do, I mean, I can interact with people, I can get their creative ideas out, but the sales side of thing is just, it's something that I just don't do well.
yeah, yeah. And that's where I'm so glad that you started coaching, because that's where we can help. I can help you in that sales position, in that sales place. How to look at your sales in a whole different light, and how you can come in and you can get that 100% up on your residual income in a matter of a short time. Because it's really in dealing with the client, dealing with the customers, getting them from point A to point B, and then having them close the sale. A lot of times, what happens is what we're dealing with is our self-image. It's our self-image that has a hard time, because I've never been a salesman. I've always been an employee. So here we go. Here we go. Here's the transformation that has to happen. So hey, I really appreciate your time today, Maude, and looking forward to the future. What's one thing that you can say that you took away from this coaching session today?
That I'm not wrong, that my self-confidence is the problem. I I've never been, there's certain things that I'm very confident in. I can do, I can create from barely an idea. So, but my self-confidence does take a hit on specific things. So that is something actually
Yeah,
huge that I
yeah,
learned.
yeah. And that's where we come in and we can help in coaching in that aspect, which everybody needs sales that's in business. So, all right, my friend, thank you so much, and we will see you next time.
All right. Thank you, Dean, for your time. I appreciate it.
All right, you bet, Maude. Bye
All
bye.
right. Bye. Okay. We got our 10 minutes.
Was that about 10 minutes?
Yeah, it was actually just at 10 minutes. So we did good.
Yeah, I was trying to look at it. I thought to myself, when did I start? I can't remember when I started.
No, good job. You did. I was like, I wonder if he's going to actually hit it nail on the head. And you were like maybe 2 seconds over, but
Oh,
not
wow.
even. You did good.
I get a gold star. Yay.
Good job, Dean. I'm proud of you.
So, what did you think about that coaching versus the one that I had with Bryn?
Bren's was more structured.
Yeah.
I like your free flow just for the simple fact that it's who you are. You had, I mean, with Bren, you had a couple of, she had prompted you with questions.
Yeah.
So giving you those prompts, it seems like it gives you a different elevation. It's almost like that I've been in business with you for longer, so I understand what you're needing. That is what I got from Brent's.
Oh.
With me, it was more of a, okay, well, we're starting out. We're just getting to figure out one another. That's what I got from this.
Okay, cool. And do
So,
you know it's still live? You're still recording?
oh, it's still recording. It's fine.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Because I can edit all this out.
Oh, all right, cool. So you think you think that was okay?
Yeah, I think it was good. I think it was good.
So can you see yourself leaning towards like, wow, maybe I need to be coached? You know what I mean?
There's a lot of times that I sit there and go, yeah, I probably should do something with that. But I can see how someone in my position would actually look at that and sit there and say, this is something that I could do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a good thing. I'm really glad that it actually kind of turned out that way. And after seeing everybody's questions, I was like, well, I don't really, you and I have talked and we've had kind of that dynamic. So I was like, I'm going to try it and see with me if it's different.
Yeah.
So it turned out it was actually very different. So it's like a more of a beginning phase, like an intermittent phase, hopefully with Rebecca, and then with Bren, like the more advanced. You've known her for a while. So kind of a progression type thing.
Right. Okay, cool. Yeah, and if you want, we can look at down the road. We can look at maybe just doing a kind of not a swap out, but just like once a month, maybe just to kind of sit down and deal with sales. You know, and totally up to you. And then
It's
just
definitely
kind of
my weakness. So it's definitely my weakness.
Yeah.
Every time they put me in on a sales call, I'm like, I'm too upfront. I am too honest with people. And I think that's a failure with regards to sales.
Yeah.
Which is horrible to say, but it's totally true. Every salesperson I've ever met has been, they either fudge the truth or they're not as honest as I am. Because I'll sit there and I'll tell you, yeah, I can't do that.
Right. Yeah.
Or I will sit there and I will say, you know, this is what I see. I think you're going down the wrong path. And I'm super honest with people. And I don't know if that's a positive or a negative with regards to sales or not. But like I said, every salesperson I've ever met has that. I'm lying to you in some way, shape, or form. I think Brenda's the only one that I've ever met who doesn't sugarcoat stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. A lot of used car salesmen.
Yes.
Deal. Yeah.
Well, and I grew up with my dad. My dad's a salesman.
Oh,
so
sales and what?
Listening to him and all that kind of stuff and listening to him lie to people, that's my image of salesman.
Right.
It sounds horrible, but that's my image.
No. Yeah. I mean, if that's the way you grew up, I mean, that's, yeah. So that puts so that's a major block right there in your life.
It is.
When you go back in time and you're sitting around the dinner table and you're 10, 11 years, 12 years old, you've been molded and shaped into the culture of your family. And so when you get into a place where all of a sudden you have that experience with your father being a salesman who's kind of slimy, and you know that's your impression. And so when anytime you hear about sales, it's instantly you recoil and say, no, I don't want anything to do with sales. You know, I don't want anything to do with you.
It's completely true. Because I sit there and I look at it and I'm like, I don't want to be that person because I want I want to preserve who I am. I don't want to go and sit there and lie to somebody and say, yeah, you know what, this is what happens.
Yeah.
This is who people are. And because
Yeah.
I've run into so many over time, it's like, is every single salesperson this way?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, there's good ones out there. They
There
are.
are some good ones, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
unfortunately clouded with the bad ones, which kind
Well,
of,
it's clouded with the bad ones in your own self-image and your perception.
you're probably
That's yeah. The lens that we're seeing is through the lens of our own mind and our own perception. See, what's interesting about perception, here's a piece that I coach on, is we can shift our perception like that. Wayne Dyer said it this way. He said, when you change the way you look at a thing, the thing you look at changes. Let me say that. It's really powerful. When you change the way you look at a thing, the thing you look at changes. So when you think of salesmen, the thing that you look at, right, all of a sudden that it taints it or grays it or paints a picture. And so if you think about perception and you think about, let me shift your perception in a second, in a couple minutes, all right? So if I have a beam and I put this beam, it's like 18 inches, right? And it's a good 12 inches thick. And it's a real strong beam, and it's on the floor. And I put $1,000 at the end of the beam, and I ask you to walk with me on the beam, and we get across. I'm going to give you that $1,000. Fair enough?
okay,
Yeah, you're gonna. Of course, you're going to do it, right?
right?
So now let's put it up on a couple chairs. Now you're a couple feet off the ground. I'm going to put $2,000 on the end of that beam, but you're going to walk it yourself. You going to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's $2,000, 2 feet off the ground. Now let's take that same beam and stick it on two 50-story buildings. Right? All of a sudden, here comes the shift. Instantly, we shift now, and so this beam is I want you to. I'm going to put $1,000,000 on the other side of this beam, and you're going to walk this beam or crawl across the beam. I don't care how you get there, and so most people will say, you know, most women would say no. Most guys would say yes. And
I was gonna say, I think most women would say no.
yeah,
I don't think I'm stupid enough to do that.
yeah, yeah. So now let's say it's icy, it's cold, it's windy. You can feel the building swaying back and forth, and there's $1,000,000 across there. Now you don't have it. Do you have kids?
I have a daughter who I lost, so
Well, that's right. And so how old was your daughter?
she was 7 when she passed away.
Okay, 7 years old. Now I'm going to shift your perception instantly in a matter of seconds. Okay. Now let's say that building is on fire. And what's the name of your daughter?
Alyssa.
Melissa is on the other side, 7 years old. And she starts to get up on the beam because she sees mama on the other side. And you're saying, no, no, no. So what are you going to do?
I would get across that beam as fast as possible.
You do whatever it takes to get there. You know what men say? Depends on which kid. It's like, come on already. But see how I shifted your perception just in a short period of time to where we shifted it and shifted it. So when it comes to salespeople in your mind, that perception in your mind, we can shift it like that. To where
It's shifted some with regards to the people that I've actually dealt with. I mean, like I said, I steer clear of salespeople as much as possible, but especially after dealing with my dad. But I also don't get along with my dad either. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
my
So
dad,
there's some programs and habits that we need to change. Yeah, and we can do that. So if you want, just think about it, stew it over. We can just swap time and a little bit of time and that. But I don't want to take away the money aspect either, because I know I like green and I like to have it in my bank account. You know what I mean?
true.
So maybe if we've sat down just once a month, only if you want to, totally up to you, right? No pressure whatsoever. So should we do this loyalty piece?
Absolutely.
Okay.
How long do you want? Do you want me to let you know on time, or do you want to just go for it, and I pull whatever off of it that you
Yeah,
want.
why don't we do that? And that way I won't have to worry about time so much as far as like, you know what I mean?
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I'm assuming you have something prepared, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, about as much as I can with just, pow, 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 pow.
Well, I mean, you can spitball, and I can pull whatever you need me to, or whatever you want me to out of it.
Yeah, I got a couple ideas and I got a quote and different things. So, um,
Well, and honestly, you can go and you can actually do a couple of different ones too. Just leave a space between. Okay. I know
mhm.
you're not gonna be able to see me. I do have the chat up so I can actually communicate with you that way. Um,
Okay.
but that way you can spitball and you kind of can, and if you need something from me or need to actually see my face and talk to me, let me know.
Okay. All right. Yeah, yeah. It should just go real short and sweet, a couple minutes maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So whenever,
After I
oh,
disappear, give me a couple of seconds so I have a little bit of a break, and then
okay.
go for it. Okay.
Okay, that's right. So, because you're still
It's
recording.
still recording, so you're
Okay.
good. It doesn't have to actually record. So just, yeah, give me a couple of seconds after I disappear and then go for it.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
All right. I will let you get to it.
Okay. Hey, hello everybody. I sure appreciate you joining me today. Hey, the word to this week is loyalty. I looked it up. Loyalty. There's a great a piece here where it says the wolf is often used as a representation of loyalty, and it also goes on to say guardianship, strength, independence, and freedom. And so if you think of a wolf, I got pictures. You can see the one right behind me. There is a wolf. There's two wolves back there. There's another wolf on this side. And in my office, because of what they stand for, they stand for such grace and amazing loyalty to one another and to family, and the strength that they have, and the independence that they have. And I thought about it, and one of the persons I think that we need to be most loyal to is ourselves. And the way we get to be loyal to ourselves is really begin to understand and connect to who we are, and to get to know who you are. That's so important to develop this loyalty with inside of ourselves. That becomes a strength. It becomes an independent. It becomes this freedom. It becomes a picture of love, if you will. And so think about that loyalty, being loyal to yourself. Think about the wolf and how it brings it into their culture of how loving and caring and nurturing they are, and they're so loyal to one another. I think that's something that we can all work on. Hey, so thank you for the time, and I appreciate it, and I hope you got something out of this. Dean with Dean Store Coaching, later.
Good job. I like that one.
Did you like it?
I do. I do. I like it.
So when I'm reading, are my eyes going down like I'm reading something?
No,
Okay, good. Because
no,
I know it's
you seem to have it more level with your camera.
okay.
It almost looks like you're actually looking at the computer screen instead of what you're actually reading.
All right,
So
cool.
it doesn't look like you're actually reading.
All right. Yeah, very good. So then the next one we got is you're going to be on with Rebecca at 4:30.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
The StreamYard link is actually in the Google Calendar. Actually, here, let me
Yep.
end this.
Yeah, yeah, and that's one I got on today. I just went in there.